YouTube. This is Lorraine and you're at my channel, Shannon Brick Cottage. Thanks for stopping by. This is Flosstube number 9. And if you're new here, welcome. And if you are a current subscriber, thanks for coming back. My channel is about, of course, cross stitch, some quilting, and some sewing. Today is Friday, October 14th. I usually try and record Wednesday after work and then post on Thursday, but they dropped a bomb on us at work. Trying to stay positive. I work at a medical supply factory and we sew radiation garments to protect people from radiation. And for whatever reason, we got super slow, like very, very little work. So on Wednesday, they told us that we were going to do some rolling layoffs. So yesterday I was in the first wave because we did strictly by seniority and I just started there. It's a company I worked for before, but I left and came back. So my accrued time started in May, not my entire time I'd worked for this company. So there's about a dozen of us that are laid off for a week, and then we'll come back, and then another dozen will get laid off for the second week while we go back to work. And then the third week, we're going to get together again and look at the numbers and see what's going on. It doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't. That you know, you expect this in some industries, but in the medical, it doesn't make any sense. But fingers crossed, I'm trying to stay positive. I really like working there. I don't intend to go look for a new job yet. You know, my husband and I talked about it, and we're gonna ride it out and see what happens, because it is a really good company. It's highly unusual to get laid off like this, but I don't know, the economy is really just unpredictable anymore. So anyway, you know, I had my pity party for myself Wednesday, Thursday, and now, you know, I'm back. I'm feeling better about the whole situation. And we don't need to focus on that. You know, that's not why you're here, but I just wanted to share with you why I wasn't here. And actually now you might see more of me, because the plan is to treat this week off like I work for myself in a way, in the hobby thing here. So I'm not going to treat it like vacation. I'm going to treat it like I'm working in the sewing studio, even if it's just projects for myself that I'm going to get done. So hopefully it'll be a good thing, because I'll have lots of things to share and I'll get a lot of crafty time. So I know I'm supposed to be sad about it, but I am looking forward to that part. So, and I did get to sleep in. Usually I get up like around 3:30 or so in the morning, and I slept until 6:30, which is crazy because 6:30 is super early, but like it was 3 hours of sleeping in. So had a great morning, went to the DMV, finally got my picture taken for my new driver's license, went to the grocery store, ran into my father-in-law, visited with him for a long while at the store. And I did. You notice the house is quiet. I took Molly over to Gigi's house. I took Molly and Oakley for a long walk, and then Molly's over at Gigi's, so hopefully there won't be any dog barking. So let's get into it. Let's just jump in. So my whips, I like to stitch in season. So I've been working on my month-to-month Stitching with the Housewife October, and I love it. I mean, I know I haven't made a whole lot of progress, but I adore their patterns. I'll try and insert a picture. I went to homecoming last weekend, was my husband and children's high school homecoming. And I took this project along working on it until kickoff. So I'll put a little picture here. So that was fun. I think I'm gonna work on this maybe a little bit more this weekend, and then I'm done. Just gonna pack her up, put her aside for next year, put her in the whip pile for next year. I'm not sure if I'm gonna jump in and start the November one or not. I have some other things I wanted to work on, so we'll see. And then my other whip that I am going to keep working on until it's done or until the end of the month was this freebie Let me see if I got a picture of it here. It was a freebie on the Fat Quarter Shop's website, October 2022, Halloween 2020. No, Halloween 2020. I don't know where. Here it is. It was like a little mix and match of Lori Holt stitch cards. And I only have the one set of stitch cards, so I need to get some more. But as you can imagine, everything is kind of put on pause to see what happens with my work. But I got the jack-o'-lantern done. And now I'm starting, this will be the kitty cat over here. So that's been a real fun stitch. I like it a lot. I like the little small things and seeing them appear magically as you stitch. So those are the only two whips I have. I do have this one that I've shown you before that I really like, the Black Cat Bakery, and I want to dye some fabric. I'm not going to start this one. October is almost over. I think I'm going to save this for next year, but I will make time to dye up some fabric for this one. And I might even do a little video of it because I'm off work. I can do this. So I'll let you know. There might be a little video showing you how I dye my fabric. And then I'll put the fabric and the pattern aside until next year. Then for my November starts, I got this one from Pickle Barrel. Let me take it out of its plastic. It's called Harvest Time Pickle Barrel Designs. And let me jump over real quick and grab this ribbon I have. Thank you guys. I showed you this ribbon. I got it at Walmart. Is this not a perfect match for this project? Yes. So this is going to be a new start this week. And then I have one more thing I want to get ready to start on. These, I don't have a really good picture. It's a PDF. Waxing Moon Designs. And there's 6 little smalls. It's a fox, a raccoon, a squirrel, maybe a chipmunk, I can't tell, an owl, and a turkey. And they're all doing like little fall activities. I can't wait to start that one. So I'm going to do that. Those two are going to be my new start. So next week I should have some things to show you on that one, some progress. So that's it for cross stitch. This week for quilting, I have not worked on anything quilting related, but I did see this beautiful quilt. So this magazine came in the mail this week. Isn't that pretty? And this is by the same designer for that, the petal quilt that I'm working on. Let me grab that for you. I knew it was Petals something, but it's Rolling Petals. Heather Briggs did this. Her company is called My So Quilty Life. And she also designed the quilt that's on the cover of the quilting magazine. And it's in here. Let me show you another picture of it. I marked the page so I could share it with you guys. It's gorgeous. Definitely a pattern I'd be interested in doing. I don't think I'll do it this year because I already have so many other things in the works, but I'm going to earmark it and put it with the other magazine patterns I keep. So for a future, it's really pretty. She does a good job designing these. Then there was one other thing I saved in the magazine, or I dog-eared the magazine. I want to share with you guys. Look at this. The picture doesn't do it justice. There's stickers for your planner. And let me read to you what it is. I'm sorry, the picture is not very big. It is a complete quilt stickers kit. Update your planner and calendar with more than 200 sewing themed stickers from ZAHM Company. The stickers allow you to keep track of your machine and notions, maintenance, quilt alongs, events, and more. And it's $17.50, which is kind of a little bit of money for stickers, but it is 200 of them. And I think it's totally worthwhile because if you're not in the habit of keeping track of the maintenance, like when you last changed your needle, when you oiled your machine, if your machine requires oiling, And I say that because technically my Singer, the owner's manual says it's not supposed to be oiled at home, but I'm going to drop oil in there because it needs it. Anywho, so that I wanted to share with you about quilting. And that's American Patchwork and Quilting. And if you are into podcasts, they also have a podcast that I think it comes out every week that I subscribe to and listen to when I'm at work. But now we don't have any work, so what are we going to do? So what I'm going to do is sew like a maniac this week. That's it. I'm going to lock myself in this room and I'm going to create all the pretty things that I want to do. So I wanted to share this fabric. This is fabric that I purchased last year. And I bought a lot of it. I don't know how many yards is here. Several. I would say 3 or 4 yards. And I'm going to make this into cross-stitch project bags. One for myself. And then I think the rest I'm going to list in my Etsy store, which has been on vacation for a while. I closed it because I didn't have anything in it. I sold out of everything that I had in there that I made. And then I just kind of got out of the habit of making stuff. And, you know, I guess I replaced making stuff for Etsy with trying to do the YouTube. There's just not enough hours. But, so anyway, if you need a project bag or you like project bags, you know, I'll have some. Share like what we're making, what we're excited about, any new products, that kind of thing. And, so if you do, I mean, obviously if you're here and you're still watching and you keep coming back, you know, which is great, you know, please give it a thumbs up, please like it, please share it, please subscribe, because then it helps us find our tribe, the people that that we like the same stuff. And I think that's really awesome. My shout out this week, speaking of people who are awesome and, you know, kind of like our tribe, our stitchy friends, is a podcast that's, or not a podcast, Flosstube that's relatively new. It's called the Sew and Sews, S-E-W and S-E-W-S. And they are two cross-stitching buddies. I think maybe they're on episode 4 or 5. They are really new and they've taken off. And that's great because they have some really great things they work on together. They have great chemistry in their videos, and you know, how lucky for them to have that opportunity as friends to share their projects with all of us. So I think that's super cool. I wish I had a stitchy buddy that would come over and visit it. You know, Abby, our one daughter, is into the same things, but she's a young mom and she has, her life is filled with responsibility and commitments that, you know, that you have when you're in your 30s, 40s, sometimes even in your 50s, until the kids grow up and move out and spread their wings. So she's in the thick of it right now. She did come over last night, because last night was our sewing night, and she cut out, what did she cut out last night? She cut out the Cashmerette Alton blouse out of like this fabric, I guess swans or something on it. And so she got that all cut out last night. And then she took time to help me with pinning the hem on my dress. So I keep getting up, but let me get up and go grab the dress that I'm almost done with. Just kind of hanging on the hanger, not looking too great, but it's just like the other dress I made, the Kineton pattern by Cashmerette. It has a V-neck, 3/4 sleeve, an elasticated waist. It is a maxi length, and Abby did pin it for me last night, and then I let it hang for 24 hours. And the reason why you do that, like on your skirts and dresses, you should let your hems hang, because even though you have them pinned at the length you want, the fabric, if it's a little bit off grain, could stretch. And we figured mine might stretch a little bit because this was fabric that I had in my stash, and I had a lot of it, but I wanted to make the dress, I bought the fabric before I even thought about making the dress. I wanted to make the dress in maxi length, and I didn't have enough fabric, so I ordered 2 more yards from Joann's. Well, when I laid out the panels, since, you know, they're so long, they wouldn't lay on grain for me to get I think I needed 2 more panels and 1 sleeve out of that 2 yards. So I did them off grain, so it looks fine, but it might make my fabric drag a little. So anyway, she pinned it, it's hanging up. I'll have it hopefully sometime this weekend, and then I'll have pictures to share with you because it looks a lot better on than it does on a hanger. It definitely has that Little House on the Prairie vibe, and that's what I was going for. I was going for like a cottagecore look. It's a nice cotton fabric with some little pink or mauve flowers in it, and I like it a lot. You know, I do, I really do. But I can definitely see where Abby was like, ooh, little House on the Prairie going on there. But I was like, that's exactly what I was going for. I was going for like a cottagecore gunny sack kind of vibe. And I think this would look really great if I had a cream sweater. But I don't have a cream sweater, but I might have to rectify that and get a cream sweater this winter. So that was it for my sewing for this past week, I believe. I think that's it. I don't really think there's a reason to keep rambling on. So please, in the comments, let me know what you're working on. What cross-stitch projects are you looking forward to doing? Are you going to still keep working on fall, or are you switching over to Christmas? And if you're quilting, what quilt projects are you working on? Because I love to hear what you're doing, and then I'll go and look up, you know, like if you tell me you're working on whatever, I'll go look it up, and then I'll see if that's something I want to add to my wish list. And then, oh, I had a question I wanted to ask you guys. I had seen, I was watching Fat Quarter Shop, I think it's their cross-stitch video, and on the bottom of the YouTube, it said join here. Like, I subscribed, but there was a join button, and I guess that's like a membership, maybe like Patreon, where if you join for, I don't really know a lot about it. You join for a couple bucks a month or something, and you get maybe some exclusive stuff. Do you guys have any experience with that? Have you done that? What about Patreon? Do you guys subscribe to anyone on Patreon? I did for a while. I did, I think I mentioned before, I did the Dressmaker's Closet. I really like her. I love following her videos, but the Patreon wasn't working quite the way I had hoped, because she's offering sewing patterns in her Patreon, and her size cutoff is below the size I wear. So it didn't make sense for me to, even though I enjoy her stuff and I want to support her and encourage her in her designing and making all the pretty things, the patterns just didn't work for me. So I was just wondering what you guys, like if there's anything that you subscribe to that might be something that I should look into. I'm also thinking about, you know, like maybe creating a Patreon channel too, like to offer some more content that would take longer to record. Not yet. I'm certainly not there yet, but maybe as I grow and continue to learn more about sharing this type of media with you guys, maybe that's something I could look into. I'm doing some tutorials and sharing with you more in depth instead of like kind of like highlighting everything. Let me know if that's something you guys would be interested in, because I do have a lot of skill, especially in the garment sewing, which I feel like we're all really good at the cross stitch and the quilting. The barrier to entry is a little lower there. It's a great hobby, and there's a lot of resources for it right now, so it's easy to jump into those things. But I feel like sometimes people get intimidated by the sewing, the hobby of sewing, either garments or home dec, you know, anything. And it's really not, it doesn't have to be hard, and it doesn't have to be complicated. There's a lot of things that are very simple to do, and it just kind of builds. Like once you do this and this and this, it kind of builds on your skill base, and you can make some really lovely things for your home, for your children or grandchildren. So let me know your thoughts. I mean, I really do appreciate it. I know right now I'm not to the point where I could tackle that much recording and editing and all of that, because I'd want to do it the right way. Like I would want to break it down so like you're really learning something from me, right? So anywho, let me know, what are your thoughts? What are you guys working on? I'm gonna wrap it up. I probably will definitely see you Wednesday again, and I will update you on all the craziness that I get done. Hopefully, since I'm not at work, this is gonna upload, and I have issues with the Wi-Fi here because we're a little bit out in the country. I hope I don't have to drive in town and sit outside work, you know, to upload this. I'm gonna try and get this to you guys so you have something to look at this weekend. So anyway, have a great week. I'll see you guys Wednesday. Hopefully this will upload super, super fast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and please put in the comments. Tell me what's going on with you, because you guys are awesome. Bye.